Special and she reckless. Baby, you're my bestest friend. Yeah, she my bestie. My love for you is endless. Nobody else can end it. And when I get the money back, then baby girl, you can spend it. And everything is alright. I like how you doing alright, alright. Like how you think alright. Always on top, oh yeah, oh yeah. Like how you do it alright. Everything good, alright, alright. Like how you think alright. Always on top, alright, oh yeah. I wanna know it tonight. I wanna be the one to surprise you. Wake you up in the morning. I wanna be the one that you calling. Cause I see you in the future with me. I wanna meet you. Love best friend and big family. I'm the storm in your dream, making wet dreams come true. She know she bad, better than bad. She a gunshot that blew my mind. No distance, I come by my side. Everything is green over here. Everything you want and think about. Now I got your back all the way. And everything is alright. I like how you doing alright, alright. Like how you think alright. Always on top, oh yeah, oh yeah. Like how you do it alright. Everything good, alright, alright. Like how you think alright. Always on top, alright, oh yeah. I wanna know it tonight. I wanna be the one to surprise you. Wake you up in the morning. I wanna be the one that you calling. Cause I see you in the future with me. I wanna meet you. Love best friend and big family. Me and you, we can be something we want to. When I see the dream we chasing true, we don't care for me, yeah, yeah. Luckily we free to be first class, riding casually, oh yeah. I wanna know it tonight. I wanna be the one to surprise you. Wake you up in the morning. I wanna be the one that you calling. Cause I see you in the future with me. I wanna meet you. Love best friend and big family. I wanna know it tonight. I wanna be the one to surprise you. Wake you up in the morning. I wanna be the one that you calling. Cause I see you in the future with me. I wanna meet you. Love best friend and big family. Anything that you do now, everything that you do, everything that you do now. Oh, no, 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 no. You special and she reckless. Baby, you're my bestest friend. Yeah, she my bestie. My love for you is endless. Nobody else can end it. And when I get the money back, then baby girl, you can spend it. And everything is alright. I like how you doing alright, alright. Like how you think alright. Always on top, oh yeah, oh yeah. Like how you do it alright. Everything good, alright, alright. Like how you think alright. Always on top, alright, oh yeah. I wanna know it tonight. I wanna be the one to surprise you. Wake you up in the morning. I wanna be the one that you calling. Cause I see you in the future with me. I wanna meet you. Love best friend and big family. I'm the
Guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? How you guys doing? Had a little mishap there, but we're all good. It is Monday today. It is Monday, March the 1st. The first Monday of the month of March 2021. Can you believe it? 2021 is going off like crazy. It's happening really, really quickly. I can't believe that it's already March 1st. I came online tonight because I wanted to kind of share a few thoughts with you guys. I'm really excited about some of the thoughts that I have. But before I get into the nitty gritty of what we're going to be talking about and what I'm going to be sharing, which is, for those of you that don't know, we are going to be talking about some of my favorite artists, some of my favorite filmmakers, image makers, visual storytellers that I follow, that I love, that I emulate to a certain extent in my work. I'm going to share that list with you, but I also want to talk to you guys about a video I watched with Kevin Hart and him talking about the importance of building a team. So there's a lot of things going on tonight. I'm glad that you could join me. I hope that you get something out of this. Like every Livestream Monday, it's really, really important to me that I'm adding value to your life and you're adding value to my life. And if you have questions, concerns, comments, anything like that, if this video is of value to you, give it a like or a thumbs up. Share it with your tribe and your community as well. And ask me any questions that you have. So let's jump into it. Oh, yes, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Tristan Barracks. I am the digital storyteller, and I teach people how to tell human-centric stories using digital media. So if that is digital photography, cinematography, and the like, I help you facilitate the tools or use the tools that you have to tell dope stories. So today, we're gonna start out with this. I'm gonna actually jump to my screen really, really quickly, and I'm going to share with you guys my screen over here. And there was a video that was shared to me, and I'm gonna play it for you guys because I think it's really, really poignant and it speaks on a lot of different levels. But basically, it's Kevin Hart's strategy of how he makes money doing his touring. So check this out, and then we'll break it down a little bit. Oh, can you guys hear it? Let me just switch it off again. Let me switch that on there. We'll start it up again, and let's go.
Shoots, right? I mean, I think I probably did 100+ million on last tour. 100+ million.
You can't make 100 million. You can't do 100 million just telling jokes. You got to own the show.
Well, I'm at a point where the business in touring is one that I control. So if I do a building, I don't need to get fronted. I don't need a promoter to basically ensure the event. So I take 95% of the door. And taking 95% of the door,
By the way, he said 95% of the door. When he's talking about the door, he's referring to the upfront ticket sales, 95%. Usually artists probably walk away at 40 or 50%. They usually split it 50-50 with the promoters. So the people that are actually taking on the risk of securing the location, doing all the marketing, the advertising, the radio broadcast, all that sort of stuff, they usually get about 50% of the cost, and then the entertainer comes in with their team and entertains, and they get another whatever cut there is. But he said he gets 95% of that. Okay, keep that in mind.
Also my own marketer. I'm my own team. So all of that stuff that comes in where people are normally allowed to profit and benefit, you kind of put that together yourself. So your revenue grows because your enterprise is ran by you and the people that you put in the position to control and evolve. So my friends that you look at as just regular guys are now businessmen that help me run the enterprise that I now have. So that ridiculous number that you're looking at is one that we're proud of because it's a testament to the hard work and dedication that they put into me and that I put into the craft as well.
So I'm gonna jump back into here. You can watch the whole thing if you guys want to watch the whole thing. It's really up to you with regards to whether or not you want to see the whole video. You can hit me up actually on the LinkedIn or the Instagrams. I call it the Instagrams. and I can actually share with you that full link because I think it's super important. But here's the point I want to make. Here's the point that I want to hit home, and it's pretty clear, but I still would say, you know what? It's probably worth kind of breaking down even more. Kevin Hart, many people like him, hate him. He's a polarizing figure. Some people say he's funny. Some people say he's not so funny. I lean more to the not so funny side of things. But this is not about his talent. This is about his business acumen. And many of us as creatives don't really understand the difference between talent and business acumen. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure that my autofocus is on. Yes, my autofocus is on. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. Let me know if there's too much lag or whatever else, and I'll make some adjustments here. So many of us as artists, as digital artists, virtual artists, visual artists, digital storytellers, we have the creative part down, right? And this is something that I talk about a lot with my creative colleagues and friends. We have the business, the creative side on lock. We have the cameras, we have the equipment, we have the script, we have the passion, we have the drive. But what we lack is the infrastructure to make that sustainable. What do I mean by infrastructure? I mean, you know, the pieces in place, the individuals that will rep for us, that will handle some of our business, that will allow us to be able to do what we do well, but at the same time monetize what we do well. See, for a long time, if you were a creative artist, whether it was you were an actor, you were a rapper, you were a music producer, you were something else, you weren't the one that was taking home the bag. And when we talk about the bag, we talk about like you know, a bag full of money, right? You were taking home a lot of money, but if, let's say for instance, you were an artist and you were making albums, the money you would be making off the album was nominal compared to the money you would be making off of touring. That's why a lot of artists toured. But even in touring, you had, you know, the management costs, you had the promotion costs, you had, you know, the advertising costs, you had the cost to rent the spaces, the stadiums. You had all of these costs, media costs and all this stuff, special effects. And the problem is that by the time everybody takes their bite and their little piece, as an artist, you still aren't getting or maximizing the potential of all of the income and the revenue that you can make. Now let's jump back to what Kevin said. Kevin said, okay, instead of the traditional model, which is I'm an artist, I want to tour. I want to tour in Boston. I want to tour in Chicago, Toronto, LA, Miami, et cetera, I'm going to go to promoters in each city. I'm going to ask those promoters to then put up money to promote my event or to promote this show that I've created. I'm going to depend on the promoters who I don't really have a relationship with to sell tickets and sell out the arena and sell out the comedy club and sell out all these things. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hope and pray that we sell out. I'm going to take my cut, and then the promoter's going to make back their money that they put up front. Does that make sense so far? If it makes sense, yeah, security and management, I see that in there. Totally. Yeah, there's so many overhead costs. Now, type in the chat if this makes sense. Just say makes sense, yes, whatever else. So we have that set up, right? Okay, fine. But Kevin says, well, why would I outsource my marketing? Why would I outsource my promoting? Why would I outsource my security? Why am I going to outsource all of these things that I know I need because I'm going to be touring and I'm going to be producing these shows for the next 30 years, 40 years? Why don't I create the infrastructure, create it under my production company, create it under my enterprise, under my incorporation, all of these cogs? So essentially what he's saying is, let's just take the middleman out of the way. Let's be the entertainer. Let's be the sound technician team, the special effects team, the marketing team, the security team. It's all in-house and we pay ourselves. Now here's the thing, right? This all sounds well and good. And as creative artists, we can see the appeal of this because, again, you make all the money, you do all the work, you make all the money, you keep it in-house, and you can kind of build a tight team that way. But you are also taking on more of the risk. You're taking on a lot more risk. And that's where a lot of creative artists get very scared or kind of shy away from it. And risk is a big thing, right? If you are making all the investment, you're putting in the money, upfront money to do this film, to make this documentary, to create this show, to invest in these books or whatever it is, then if it fails, you're going to lose that money, right? That's the risk. But the flip side of it is, if you believe in yourself, if you believe that this is the thing that you're supposed to be doing, this is your call, this is your passion, this is exactly what you are put on this earth to do, then the reality is that the ones that fail may fail, but you're going to succeed. it's just a matter of time before you succeed and you hit that sort of home run. And I think that, if you look at Kevin Hart's career, again, you look at like his first sort of feature film where he was featured in, well, I remember he was in the Virgin, the 40-Year-Old Virgin, but even before the 40-Year-Old Virgin, he was in Soul Plane. He was featured as the main character in Soul Plane. Soul Plane is a terrible movie. It bombed. Black people didn't even want to watch it. Okay, no audiences wanted to watch it. It was a terrible movie. He says that it was even a terrible movie. And what happened from that failure was Kevin took a step back. He reanalyzed exactly what the failings were, and how he didn't want to be dependent on people giving him opportunities, but he wanted to create the economy, right? He wanted to create the economy that could sustain him and his friends. So what he did was he kind of looked at what other people were doing. So at the same time that he was building his economy, you had LeBron, right? LeBron has his friends, right? I don't remember all of his LeBron's friends' names, but one is a sort of like a talent agent and runs managing, athletes, professional athletes. Another person is sort of business in the sense of business ventures, venture capitalists. Another one is managing his entertainment wing of his business and LeBron James Enterprises, right? All of this to say that as artists, we should we should be thinking this way, right? What are the different streams of income that we can create so that we can create our own infrastructure, and we don't have to be dependent on a company, Nike hiring us in order to get another opportunity, or, another person funding our film? How are we creating different cogs of wealth, different pyramids of wealth to be able to sustain the ultimate goal, right? If for you it's making films, that's great. Make films. I want you to make films. And a part of filmmaking is also partnering up with people that want to invest and invest in good projects, right? So funding is not a problem. But what I would suggest is that while you're trying to make your films, think about, maybe creating some educational courses, or creating a mentorship opportunities where you can get streams of income and revenue, or creating short pieces that you can share with others, right? So these are all the sort of ideas that came out of this video when I was watching it. And the interesting thing about it was every person I shared it with was blown away by, man, wow, he takes away 95% of his ticket revenue, right? His door ticket revenue. That's a great accomplishment. But what impressed me was the fact that he has all of his friends. He has, I think, 6 or 7 friends that actually are in his business, and they all rep the cause, the brand of Kevin Hart in different ways, our Heartbeat Productions. If you actually check out Kevin Hart Don't F This Up, it's actually a documentary series that Kevin released 2 or 3 years ago on Netflix. And the thing I love about this documentary, it actually shows you the inner workings of his business and his enterprise. And he has one guy who is his writer, or two guys that help him to write his jokes for TV, film, and for his specials. He has another person who just does security. He has another person who's his fitness guy. He has another person, or another 2 guys who actually are like his opening act and his warm-up acts for his show, for his featured specials. Then he has another person who's just the MC that kind of livens up the crowd and keeps the whole thing rolling. And all of that is encompassed into his team, right? Plus he has obviously his Heartbeat Productions team where, he has his PR people, and he has all of that sort of stuff. Again, he didn't start there. He started out with maybe employing 1 person. And then that first person turned into, a second person, and a second person turned into 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, and on and on and on. And each person he selected as a part of his team, his infrastructure team, allowed him to be able to now build even more infrastructure, more revenue to bring into the business, so that everybody wins. So that's something I just wanted to kind of share with you, because I thought it was interesting that as a creative, we look at these entertainers and these people that are on, in Hollywood as entertainers, but they're really businesses. They're really independent business owners, and some understand that and build their brand as such, and others just kind of, do their thing and wait for opportunities and maybe, just chill out and do the celebrity thing. And that's totally up to them. But I really respect and I want to honor the grind of Kevin Hart. He's dope. I don't know what you guys think, but I would love to hear your thoughts on that one. Now, that being said, I want to jump into some of my favorite creatives, some of the most, phenomenal creatives I think that are out right now that are very influential in my life, in a lot of other people, other creatives that are coming up as well. They're directors, they're photographers, they're writers, they're producers, they're cinematographers. And I want to share this list with you. I hope that this excites you. I hope this inspires you as well, to maybe make a short list of people that inspire you. If you do have creatives that you want to add onto this list or you want to share within the group, then definitely do that in the chat section. You're more than welcome to tip if you feel like you're getting some valuable information within this this live stream. The other thing I want to let you know is, again, if you have questions, if you have comments, just type it right into the live comment section below. I'll answer them as I see them. Obviously, let's leave it to the conversation at hand. If it's not about this conversation, then I'll probably look at it later and comment about it later. Oh, that's a great question. Thank you so much. The question was, do I have a team? I actually do have a team. I have a team. So right now, for the longest time, actually, I didn't have a team. I was a one-man band for, I would say, the good 3 or 4 years of my career. Like when I was just starting out, I just kind of begged, borrowed, and stealed anybody I could, but they weren't necessarily my consistent team. The team I have now is I have a consistent team of about 4 to 5 individuals that are a part of the production process. So I have a production team. So if we are, going and we have to create a film, if we have to do things like do any promotional work, any commercial work, I have a team for that. And now what I'm doing actually is I'm building out both my executive team, so those that take care of more of the business side of my business, and then also I'm building out the post-production team. So those that are editors, those that are color correctors, those that are musicians and do music and scoring and things of that nature. So if you are actually looking for a new opportunity and you want to be a part of a dope team, that's making waves, then definitely reach out to me. Hit me up using my email. It should be on my YouTube channel, but if you don't know what it is, it's info@tristanbarracks.com, because I'm currently looking to build out my team and looking for people that are creative, that are hardworking, that are self-motivated, always trying to improve and really, really have the desire to be a part of a dope team. So definitely hit me up later about that. So let's jump into my list. Let's jump over. I'm gonna switch over to which mode here? Let me see here. Boom, boom, boom. I'll switch over to this right here. Perfect. Okay, this is full screen mode.
Thank you.
And
I'll close this window here. Now, the first person I'm going to talk about is an artist by the name of Wade Hudson. For those of you that don't know who Wade Hudson is, he is a really, really dope artist from Toronto. He does photography and cinematography. Let's see what question you have here. There's a question again about breaking it down. Can you explain what you mean by breaking it down? Let's see here. But break it down though. How much time and money did it take to build a team? I mean, how can I say this? It's not really, it takes time to build a team, but it doesn't take as much time as you think. So when we're talking about building a team, you don't have to, spend, let's say, like 2, 3, 5, 8 years building a team necessarily. You can start building a team today. It can start out with just having a salesperson or having a marketing person or having a writer or having a DP or having a director if you're not really a director, or an editor if you don't like editing. You can start out with one person, and that person can be a person who is a professional within the industry. It could be a person that is a student, right? That's looking for an internship. Building a team is not the hard part. Developing that team into a cohesive unit, into a cooperative, well-running and well-functioning machine, that's the hard part. And then when we're talking about money and we're talking about budgets and we're talking about that sort of stuff, what we're really talking about is how are you pricing your projects. So it's not necessarily about how much you're paying people, because really it just all depends on, obviously the rate of that person, but then also it depends on the rates that you're charging for your projects. If you're only charging $1,000 for a music video, then you don't have a lot of wiggle room to be able to pay yourself and to pay to pay an editor and a cinematographer and whatever else, right? So I think the bigger question and the bigger thing that you should probably ask yourself or think about when you are thinking about building out your team is you got to think about the cost of building out your team in the sense of what is the going rate for an editor? What's the going rate for a camera person? What's the going rate for a director? What's the going rate for an assistant, for a gaffer, for a lighting tech, right? And then you have to bake that into the cost of actually charging a client, right? Because if you're absorbing that cost every time, then you're not really running a business. You're doing charity. And essentially what you're doing is you're pouring into somebody else's pockets, right? The whole idea when you're running a business is you want to make sure that the cost of the project gets taken care of, I should say, within the time, within the budget of what you charge the client, plus you get whatever, a little bit more extra, which is your profit, right? And sometimes it just takes, practically breaking things down. Okay, how long did it take me to do this edit? How much would I charge for a 5-minute video? Okay, is that worth outsourcing, or is that worth, charging myself and paying myself for? What's worth outsourcing, right? So those are some things. Listen. Big up to Yogi. Listen to me. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate the support. And he says, actually, Yogi says, ego is the biggest challenge for team. Yeah, team building with creative individuals. Yeah, I think it's ego and it's trust, Yogi. So just along the lines of what I was sharing before, one of the reasons why it took me so long to build a team or start building a team was I just didn't trust anybody. I didn't trust anybody else could do it like I could do it. And the reality is nobody else can do it like I do it because they're not me. And that's actually a good thing. It's a good thing to have other perspectives in the room. If you're the only perspective in the room because you're the only person doing the work, then ultimately you're really not leveraging the value and the power of what a team is. A team is not just dictating what you want done. The power of a team is utilizing the capital of people's perspective and people's unique voices within the embodiment of the team. So I hope that kind of answers that question. If you guys have more questions about it, please let me know. I want to jump into the list because it is pretty late and I just want to kind of jump into that a little bit more. So if you bear with me here, jump over here. So let's go back to Wade Hudson. So Wade Hudson I believe he's a Canadian-born photographer, but he also does cinematography. He's represented by an agency called West Side Studio. And his work is really, really commercial. I love his work because, again, it's super clean. It's super editorial level and style. You should really check it out. I personally feel like it's really, really nice work, colorful work, contrasty work. It's work that I love looking at. High fashion, obviously this is fashion work that he's doing, fashion photography, because of how he's lighting and how he's posing the model, and you can see all of the textures in the fabric, all that sort of stuff. That's dope. I love that about him. I love the way he uses contrast, color, dark and light. So really check out his work. I think it's really, really dope. Again, this is more editorial slash fashion work, and it just looks super. It just pops. It pops really, really well. I love it. Check out his work. Again, his name is Wade Hudson. That's Wade Hudson. Let me actually copy and paste it. I'm going to copy and paste it right into the section there, so then you guys can actually support, because these artists are dope. The next person up is a director from Scarborough. Her name is Alicia Harrison or Harris. Alicia Harris, actually, I got put onto her because she did this video called Under the Pressure. Now, for those of you that don't know, Under the Pressure, it's actually a song that was made during the pandemic, and it's made by a dope artist by the name of Coffee. You don't know, big ups to Coffee. And Coffee, I saw this video and I loved it. And Coffee was joined with Bujo Banta. Is it Bujo? Was it Bujo? Nats? Bujo's in Under the Pressure? It's Bujo, yeah. And Bujo and Coffee, though, we're in the song. Yeah, sorry. Just making sure that I don't lose my Jamaican credibility. So this is them here. This is how the video looked. And Alicia did that video, and it was really, really dope. You should check it out. She also has done some other music videos. Let me just I'm going to take off this blue band so it's not in the way there. And I just love her imagery. It's very light. It's very cinematic. She has a way of really using natural lights and very gentle lights. I really, really like that about her style. And she has a great way of framing. And the big thing for me that really, in my opinion, really makes her work pop out is that she makes black people's skin just look so, so good. Like, look at this. Look at this image here. These black people, Coffee's family here, they look so good. They look so clean. They look so, let me see if I can zoom in a bit. There you go. They look really, really just creamy and nice. I love seeing black people with just beautiful skin, right? Right. So she has a whole bunch of different films. So definitely support her. Again, her name is Alicia Harris. I'm gonna underscore. I'm gonna just add her. How you doing, Tesla? Great to see you. Big up to Tesla. You're from Germany, right? You done know the thing. All right. Next person. Yes, listen. Say that again. Coffee is definitely underrated. Definitely underrated. People don't even know. People don't know how underrated Coffee is. I love Coffee. All right. The next person up is Jordan Oram. Jordan is a DP, cinematographer from Toronto, Canada, but he lives in the United States now, in LA. And Jordan is phenomenal. He actually is the cinematographer for Black Bodies, and we'll talk about the director of Black Bodies, which is a film that got featured in Sundance this year by a Canadian cast and crew. It's a Canadian short, and as you can see, it got selected to Sundance. I'm gonna see if we can showcase some of his work. So this is an image from a video he did with Usher. And I don't know who this girl is, but LMA, Usher and LMA. Sorry, I don't. There's Snoop Dogg. He's really, really good. He actually did. You know what video he actually filmed? He actually filmed God's Plan with Drake. He's done quite a few Drake film videos as well, and he's an amazing. Oh, here's a picture of him and Drake there, and then he's like not directing, but he's filming and controlling the camera. And then he's done a lot of like narrative work as well. I think he actually filmed. Yeah, he filmed some of this movie here.
Emma, this is my son Charlie.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
While it lasts.
Nothing happier than the wife of a new detective.
Emma's cool, man. She's different. You don't know my wife.
Right. So you can check out more of Jordan's work. He's really, really good. The thing that inspires me about him is that he's actually all self-taught. He learned how to become a cinematographer by watching Vimeo videos. So for those of us that haven't gone to school, that haven't gone to film school and don't feel like we have all the accreditations and all the things that we need, It's a he's a great example that if you are passionate about something and this is your thing and you're on your grind, you can make things happen. So never sell yourself short that way. Okay. Next person is directed by Kels. Kels is a big sis. She is an activist. She is a filmmaker. She's a film director out of Toronto, Canada. Amazing film director. Just bright spirit. Her film Black Bodies was accepted again into Sundance, and she's really close friends with Jordan Orem. So Jordan does a lot of the cinematography for her, or some of the cinematography for her projects, and then she does the directing and writing. So definitely check her out. The thing that's really powerful about Kels is that Kels is very much super Black and super proud of being Black, and not just proud of being Black, but being a Black Canadian female that is telling stories that matter about the Black experience. And I think it's really important to have people in the industry that are unapologetically telling stories that need to be told about Black people. So definitely check her out. Did I put, by the way, I don't know if I put, let me put Jordan. I don't think I put Jordan's contact in there. I'm just going to put Jordan's contact in there, and then we'll do Kels. And definitely follow and subscribe to their channels and to the stuff that they're doing, because they're doing some amazing stuff. Next up is my boy, my homie, O'Shane Howard. Big up to O'Shane Howard. O'Shane, what can I say about O'Shane? O'Shane is an artiste. He's very much, the thing I love about O'Shane is that he knows his voice and he has a perspective. His work is, you can tell his work from a mile away, because he has a certain aesthetic, he's a certain look and a certain vibe that he likes to adhere to when it comes to his work. It's very moody, vibey. I call it millennial chic. That's it. That's what O'Shane is. He's very much a vibe type of person, and very like, I'm O'Shane and I'm cool and I'm like, I got a vibe. That's really how O'Shane is. And his work is like that too. But it's clean, it's professional. This is some work that he did for Adidas. And what inspires me the most about O'Shane is that he's big into mood boards. He's big into, what did you say here? Let me see what you said right here. Okay, but do you really need film school though? This could be another subject for your next live talk. I'm just feeling Jordan's artwork. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'll put that up so everybody can see what you said there. Yeah, that might be another topic. Honestly, I think I might do another topic just about whether or not you need to go to film school. I didn't go to film school. Sometimes I wish I did. There's certain things that I just don't know that I'm learning now. But then on the other side of things, like I don't feel like you have to, right? But again, like with everybody, you got to know yourself, right? Anyways, we'll probably talk about that next week. That's actually a really good topic. Thank you for bringing that up. But like I was saying before, one of the things I love the most about O'Shane is that he curates his work, and he uses, when he is planning work, he uses Pinterest and uses mood boards, which is something that I used to do a lot when I was doing style shoots in the bridal world, and then I stopped doing it, and then I started to bring it back into my normal work, because what I find is, like, a lot of times you need a way to get the ideas out of your head onto a piece of paper or visually, so you can see it and communicate it to your team. So he's really great for that. Definitely subscribe and share to his channel and his feeds. He's doing some amazing things. He just got featured in BuzzFeed this month, or this past weekend. Next up is Joseph Adamu. I think it's Adamu. He is the owner and operator of Sunday School, which is a creative agency that has worked with brands like Nike, Adidas, Converse. They have had, national and international and global campaigns that they've run. And his work is just stellar. He's a creative director. So he doesn't necessarily shoot, but he does modeling. He creative directs and curates all of this photography. He does things for, for different brands. I'll show you one of my favorites. This is one of my favorite pieces of work that he kind of curated together. Um, it's really, really cool. It's just, he does really, really interesting things with photography. Um, and he has a vision for the story he wants to tell. I really, really like that. I like that about his work. This is another piece where it's kind of like a throwback type of piece. Again, he's very his vibe is very throwback. It's very vintage, vintage modern, and I like his work because he has a clear perspective. He has a very, very clear perspective. One of his most known work is Hair Appointment and also Jump Ball. So Jump Ball was celebrating the different African regions or different basketball players from different African regions by showing the different African fashions, traditional fashions, and then also connecting it to basketball. Right? So again, check out his work and all of this Sunday school or not Sunday school, but jump ball work. It was actually done by O'Shane Howard as well. This was shot in Toronto. So definitely check out his work here. And again, support these guys because they're doing some amazing stuff. He's from Toronto, but he's located in the NYC right now. So definitely check him out. Joshua Kissy. What can I say about Joshua Kissy? This guy's one of the top creatives in the game right now. Joshua Kissy is, I would just call him sort of a savant. His work is incredible. He just did a campaign, a hair campaign for Ultra
Our
Beauty.
mothers always knew we'd be the ones to make magic. All that glitters, well, isn't always told. We are all shades of gold, black and beautiful. We are beauty. We are making our mark, from Madam Walker to running the world. Look, a red lip is only good if you speak up. Eyes lined as we stare down what was once said impossible. We define beauty with legacies and melodies in our melanin. See it in the conviction of our curls. This is for the culture. This is our dream. The possibilities are beautiful. And they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So really, behold her.
So that was, sorry, let me just move this out the way here. Boom, boom, boom. That was just a little bit of his work there. You can see so much more of his work. I mean, he's done stuff he shot celebrities. This is for People magazine. Obviously, this is Michael B. Jordan. He's done Paper, which is another magazine. This is Miss Cox. Who else is here? Charlemagne the God. I mean, he's just doing some amazing work. Amazing work. So like when I tell you he's top of his game, he does photography and he does directing. So he directed that. And I would definitely say follow his work. He's a phenomenal creative. He's from Ghana originally. He's located in New York City. And he also runs a royalty-free stock photo website for that actually specializes and focuses in on people of color, specifically Black people, called Tonal. And I mean, it's phenomenal. It's like basically it's like a Black stock photo heaven for corporations and all the other stuff. So yeah, definitely check that out. Check his work out. And then last but not least is my favorite creative right now. And I didn't even know she was my favorite creative until I realized she basically directed like 10 of the last whatever 15 videos I've loved on YouTube and Instagram and the like. And that is that's Lacy Duke. Lacy Duke is a director out of Toronto, Canada. She's now in LA, just tearing it up. Like, she's amazing. And she's just a force to be reckoned with. Let's just look at some of her work. I won't even really talk that much. I'll just let it speak for itself. Before I get copyright infringement, I'm not gonna play any more of that right now. I'm realizing, and then we also have she shot the video "Slow Down" with Skip Marley. She also is a director for HBO's Insecure. So she's done directing and writing. She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. Yeah, definitely ask a question. If you want to ask some questions, definitely let me know. Bro, I need to ask you a video question when you're done the live stream topic. Yeah, ask me during the live stream. I'll make it available. Slow Down, again. This is one of my favorite videos. I remember seeing this video last year or a year and a half ago, and I was just like, yo, who shot this video? Because this video is righteous. Like, it just has the vibe and gives you the feels. She just has this sort of it factor in terms of creating a nostalgic feel to all of her videos. And you really get that sense and that vibe from her. So yeah, definitely check her out. She is my favorite, by far my favorite director. First of all, because she is just so creative in the way that she shoots and she directs and creates a lot of her work. But then number two, she's like an amazing female, in like creative in her own right. And then number three, she's Canadian. Like, I mean, I can't believe that she's Canadian. I really can't believe that she's Canadian, because I mean, even this video here with Ari Lennox, this is one of my favorite music videos in recent history, and it just has a certain vibe to it that I just love. I love this music video. The textures, the movement, the camera movement, the aesthetic, all of it just looks amazing. It's just some really, really cool directorial work. So definitely check out all of those amazing artists that I shared with you guys. Let me just go over here. And yeah, so those are some of my favorite artists, some of my favorite directors, some of my favorite filmmakers, photographers, and the like. I would love to know yours. Let me know. But while we're kind of wrapping up, I would love to take some questions really, really quickly. If you'd like to ask me any questions, just type it in the comment section below, or type it in the live comment section. Also, let me know if you're watching this as a restream or you're watching it as a replay, I should say. Let me know where you're from. What are some of your questions? What are your thoughts about building a team? What are your thoughts about some of the creatives that I showcased today? So let me know. Hit me up, guys. I am here to answer any questions for you. I can see that that you guys definitely have some questions. So fire them along. Yep. So I'm here for a minute. Let me know if you have any questions, and we will continue on with sharing some of those answers to those questions. Oh, who's the last one? Yes, let me that's Lacy Dukes. Let me jump over to Lacy Dukes right now and make sure that you all can support Lacy Dukes, or Lacy Duke, I should say. It's not Dukes. She's a good old Canadian girl that left Canada, smart, and went to LA and built up her rep and her creativity as a director. So that's really, really dope. Let me know your questions. I'm going to be chilling out for a little bit. Some of the other things I want to let you know about is I am going to be putting out some new reviews on a few of the items that I've been using in the last couple of months. So one of the plugins that I've been using is Film Convert. So I'm going to be doing a review on that. For those of you that don't know what Film Convert is, it's a film emulation software. So it allows you as an editor to kind of emulate a film look or a film stock. So I'm going to be actually adding that into my library of reviews. I'm also going to be reviewing all of the lenses that I own. All of the lenses I own. There's a question that just came through, and that question is Little X or Hype Williams. Is that a question or is that a statement? Or is that both? Let me know. I want to know what you mean in terms of that, right? Like, are you talking about like, what do I think about them? Or are you talking about, are they good or which one's better? Let me know in the chat what you mean by that. Okay. Yogi says, which gimbal do you use? Was thinking about getting the DJI, what is it? DJI SC2. The DJI SC2. Oh, okay. Yeah, I use the DJI, the Ronin S2. So I think you're talking about the Ronin SC or something too. Is that what you're saying, Yogi? I'm using the Ronin S2. I just picked it up in November. I don't use it as much as I thought I would use it, but basically it's a really, really solid rig. It's really easy to balance, really easy to use. I don't have any complaints about it. I think it's one of my favorite new tools. I think actually my favorite new tool right now, to be really honest with you, is kind of a tie between my teleprompter, which I have somewhere around here. I don't know where I put it, but I use a teleprompter now for YouTube and all my YouTube videos, and it saves me so much time. So if you're a YouTube creator, a content creator, if you're creating courses, use a teleprompter. It's like, they're only like $120, $140 on Amazon. It's worth every bit of money. The other thing is, so that's a question. So let's jump back to that question again. The question is Little X or Hype Williams. I would go with Hype Williams because Hype Williams to me is kind of the originator. Little X or Director X is really, really good. Like I feel like, and you may hate me for this, right? But I feel like Little X has the visual style down, but he has no substance. When you watch his videos, when you watch his movies, when you watch most of his stuff, they're visually appealing, but they're not actually saying anything. There's no substance. There's not a good foundation of storytelling. He's not a good visual storytelling. He makes things look good, but making something look good doesn't necessarily mean that it is good storytelling. So that's something I would definitely just I would just say in terms of Little X. So that's why I would pick Hype Williams over Little X. Any other questions? Oh, the other thing is I also going to be doing my 3-year review on my A73s because I think that a lot of people don't think that that's still a good camera, but the A73 is still a great camera. I think I have it somewhere around here. Oh yeah, right here. The A73. I'm also going to do a review on all of my Canon cameras. So I started to go back to shooting Canon lenses, I should say, because what I was finding was I liked the color science within, like the color coding and the way the skin tones came off while using my Sony and using Canon lenses. So I actually purchased a Canon macro lens here, macro 100 millimeter, and I did it specifically because I actually like the coating on them better than the Sigmas, better than the Sonys, better than anything else. So it's a weird thing, but I've been noticing, like, I've gone back to, this is my Canon 50 mil 1.4, and this little $400 lens is it's a boss, man. I really I actually miss the Canon look, to be honest with you. Thank you for that. Thank you. I respect you asking the question. I really do, Draco. I really do appreciate that. If you guys don't have any other questions, I'm going to wrap up here. But if you do have more questions, I'm here. I'm down for the cause. We got like another 5-10 more minutes, and then I'm going to be logging off. If you guys want to ask any questions about the gear I'm using, ask any questions about maybe projects that are coming up. For those of you that don't know, I did just finish off a campaign with O'Shane Howard, where we actually did some work for Roots Canada as well as Hudson's Bay / Top Shop. So if you guys want to see any of those films, I can definitely showcase and share some of that with you guys if you guys are interested. Just let me know fast, quick, so then I know to bring it in really quickly. But I would love for Livestream Mondays for you guys to come with questions, for you guys to provide questions. If you guys have certain topics that you guys want to talk about, whether it's editing or how to tell better stories, or what gear to buy, what gear not to buy, biggest filmmaking mistakes, anything like that, please let me know in the comment section below. Also, let me know your questions so that I can actually have them prepared and ready to be answered for the next Livestream Monday. So next week, if you are interested in submitting questions, submit the questions. Either DM me at Tristan Barracks on all my social media, or you can email me at info@tristanbarracks.com. And I would love to know your questions, and I would love to answer your questions. Normally, I usually charge for advice and charge for sessions. Like if people want to ask me all these questions and pick my brain, because so many people want to pick my brain, it's like I have to kind of make time for that and reserve time and charge people for that. But Livestream Mondays is all about answering your questions and giving back to the community. Let's see what some of the questions are here. I noticed there's a big debate, A73, FSX or FX3 or FX6. Do you mean A7S3? Because the A73 really wouldn't be in the ballpark of the FX3 or the FX6. So please let me know in the comments, Draco. Let me see what Lorna said. Lorna says, where did your signage come from? Yes, you asked me that last week. I'm so sorry. You know what? If you email me, I'm gonna put in the section, in the comment section, info@tristanbarracks.com. I can send you the email. If you email me, I can send you the contact information of the person who did that, did the signage for me, because she's Canadian. She's really good and super helpful. All right, let's see what K Graham has to say here. I'll just put this maybe below, just right here. How do you build a team when you really can't afford to pay and make a profit? That's a great question. The first thing that you got to do is you have to either build your skill up so that you can charge more, or you have to look at free work. So you have to look at people that want to get experience, people that want to, that maybe need some hours for co-op, right? That's high school students, right? People that want to do internships, anything like that, right? So if you can't afford to get paid labor, then you can afford to get free labor. The only caveat with free labor is that they may not be skilled and they may not be knowledgeable, which means you have to be patient with them and you have to be willing to share your knowledge with them and grow with them. The other thing is that hospitality goes a long way. What do I mean by hospitality? Make sure they're well fed. Make sure that you're polite to them, that you're treating them well, because people that are working for free and that are just working for experience will go above and beyond if you just treat them well. That means, keep their gut full and, keep on treating them like they're $1 million. Okay. And you said you're from Rochester. Big up to Rochester. Big up to Rochester. Listen, I love Rochester. I have my people in Rochester. I got people in Buffalo, New York, Syracuse. You know what I'm saying? That's my American voice. I don't really have an American voice. I'm gonna stop now, okay? Draco, you were sharing that oh, it's the A7S Mark III. So yeah, so let's jump back up to your question really quickly. So there's a big debate between the A7S Mark III versus the FX3 versus the FX6. So the reality of the situation is, it really, when we're looking at the FX3 versus the A7S Mark III, they're essentially the same camera. They have the same sensor. They are almost around the same size. Excuse me. The biggest difference between the two cameras is that one is video centric, one's photo centric, and really that's about it. And the design, obviously. So really, those are kind of the same camera. Where it becomes a little bit different is when you get to the FX6. So I had the FS5, right, and Mark II, and that was like a really cool camera because it allowed you to shoot in high frame rates, allowed you to shoot RAW video. There was a lot of things. I shot my short film that I worked on with O'Shea and Howard, Praise and Worship, and we shot 240 frames in 2K, which I love that feature. That, like, not many cameras have that feature. I love that feature in the FS5 Mark II, and it was crystal clear. It looked so good. It looked so filmic, and the reality is that that's what the FX6 is. It's more along those lines of a cinematography camera, more high end. You can do better codecs, more high level broadcast work, whereas the lower end cameras, they're more for like entry level cinematographers or individuals that are doing like wedding work, event work, more run and gun stuff. So that's something to think about, at least when you are looking at that. For me though, I would probably say, if I was to pick right now in terms of cameras, I would probably pick and buy the A7S Mark III first, then the FX6, and then the FX3. Because for me, the FX3 just feels like it's redundant, and I'd much rather have a smaller, lighter camera. Well, I guess apparently that's smaller and lighter than the A7S Mark III, but I kind of like the mirrorless ecosystem, and the A7S Mark III is technically a little, like, it's cheaper than this one. So it just really depends on what your preference is. Let's see if there's any more questions here. There are no more questions. All right. Well, listen, guys, this has been an amazing evening. Like always, we're going to be back again. I'm also thinking of doing some live stream Mondays later, like maybe around 11:30, 12 o'clock, because I want to kind of tap into, my Pacific Islander people. So people on the West Coast, as well as people that are in, Asia, China, Japan, wherever else, right? Because I want to kind of tap into those markets and see who has questions from around the world. So anyways, that being said, just want to say appreciate you guys joining me, and I look forward to the next live stream Mondays. Make sure you DM me or message me about any questions that you have for the next live stream Monday. If you want to book a session with me where you can pick my brain about anything to do with storytelling and building your own studio and all that other stuff, I would love to have that conversation with you, and we'll go from there. All right. Have a great evening. Peace.